Let's take a look at EA Portland results that's come out. It's increased revenue by about 12%. Does that have anything to do with the fact that the government is one of the main shareholders?
Well, thank you very much, Fenly, and also for the observation about the market. We are happy that the market seems to be turning around. Turning to East African Portland Cement, well, the government, yes, significantly owns a significant stake of East African Portland Cement, but the revenues there are looking impressive. 12% seems a double digit, though overall in terms of the economy, we are looking at some of these industrial sectors to be able to turn around the economy and also to sustain the 2.1% growth and beyond. Looking at the performance, well, they seem to have tried, but we are a bit concerned about the loan that they are having in the foreign denominated in Japanese yen.
What is the concern there with their loan?
Well, basically, due to the fact that it is foreign denominated, basically it introduces an aspect of foreign exchange risk, which also brings in another aspect, because the core business of the companies is basically the industrial sector, not really in managing foreign exchange reserves as well as performance.
One of the analysts is citing that there's a degree of confusion around these results, adding that the profit recorded during the period would have actually declined if the company had not booked the gain on its properties. What do you make of that?
Well, looking at that, basically, in terms of the reports that we have received, the news are basically indicating that the results are in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards. But looking at that approach of reclassifying some of their leasehold properties into investment assets, definitely that has brought in a bit of revenues for them. And in line with that, basically, it seems to have affected their profitability. And the concern for us at the moment is whether then the profits that they have announced are real cash or whether it's mainly gains on some of these revaluations.
Well, how are its competitors faring, the likes of Athi Mining and Bamburi Cement?
Well, looking at both of those counters, if I may look at Bamburi, one of the good things about that counter is that it's fairly liquid. The number of shares issued on that counter on the market are 4 times what we are having of East African Portland Cement. And also, mainly due to the fact that Lafarge owns a significant stake of both of those counters, it almost seems like they seem to be fair contemporaries together in the market. And their competitiveness, it seems at the moment not as good, because some of those counters or some of those companies are not being able to meet the demand that we are seeing in the industrial sector at the moment.
And what's the outlook for EA Portland?
Well, the outlook for EA Portland for now, basically looking at the industrial sector and the potential that we are seeing, especially not only in Kenya, but even in the region, Southern Sudan, Burundi, Rwanda, and the construction that we are seeing in some of these regions is very, very good. And we would encourage people like East African Portland to work at ensuring that they boost their capacity so that they can be able to meet the demand.
But there are concerns that the challenges with EA Portland is its drought, its fuel costs and forex, which are rather volatile. And taking that into consideration, what would be its projection going forward?
Well, the projection for such a counter, if we look at some of those things, basically it seems that there are factors which to some extent are beyond their control. What we would encourage them basically is to look at some of their strengths. And one of them is the fact that they're in the industrial sector, which basically has a lot of opportunity. And also because of the fact that Kenya has a lot of resources that they can be able to tap into, they should be able to boost in terms of their internal capacity to be able to meet the demand and also to be able to prepare themselves and cushion themselves against some of these threats.